Welcome back, listeners, to your AfterBuzz TV after show for Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 10, the finale, The Winds of Winter. We got a whole lot to talk about, so stay with us.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Woo! Man!
Yeah!
Guys, we are at the finale. It is come, it is gone, it is here. We got so much to talk about. Yes.
Okay.
Guys, my name is Kyle Maddock. I'll be your host tonight. To my left over here, I have the lovely Kristen Snyder.
Hey guys, happy to be here.
I have Sara Stretton.
So happy to be here. I'm a little nervous about doing this show.
Who's showing her Targaryen pride today with this lovely dress.
Yeah.
There you go. Fire and blood.
Sticking the winning team.
I have a Stark loyalist, Ryan Malaty.
Always, the North remembers. Vala Margulis, it's Ryan Malaty here. I love this show.
And don't forget, over here on the couch we have the one, the only Dave Child.
Hello! I'm going to be chatting with you on youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV, so please go there and talk to me about what you thought about this crazy, crazy episode. So many things happened. So I got to hear what you think about it.
So many thoughts.
Yeah.
So many thoughts.
Guys,
So many thoughts.
definitely join in on the conversation. We've got a lot to talk about. There's going to be lots of stuff. And I am a House Manning Woody loyalist.
Man Woody.
Man Woody.
No.
Boom.
Man, Woody.
I still don't believe you. That's a real house.
It was mentioned, I believe, in the opening episode of Season 3 when the Dornish arrived at King's Landing. Podrick says, the skull with the crown, House Manwoody.
House Man Woody. It's like
Boom.
House Lady
And
Fanny.
Kyle was like, that's my house.
That's my house.
That's my house.
Over at Podcast of Ice and Fire, this is our house right here. We have taken it as our own.
House Man Woody.
But ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the episode. Enough Manwoody talk. The bells are a-tollin' in King's Landing.
Wow.
It is
Yeah.
time for a trial. First we have
Or is
Loras.
it?
Loras is up first. We got one trial here.
Yeah,
we may
what-
not get to the second one, but we got the first one here.
Right.
Loras is up, and there is really no trial here. He confesses to everything. He has given up. He has surrendered, and he
Yeah.
gets a new tattoo.
It's more of a
Brand.
new age branding.
Yeah.
I think
It's sort of temporary, though.
Well, he has it for the rest of his life. He definitely has it on for the rest of his life.
he does. He does.
And I kept thinking, like, oh man, they didn't heat up the knife. He could have, it's going to get infected. It's going to cause problems. But,
Won't be
You know
there
what's good
first.
for fighting off infection is fire, though. I heard.
It helps.
yeah,
helps.
that really burns it out.
He's not getting infected anytime soon. I did not see any of that coming at all.
So, Kristen, you liked how this episode started with the music. This
I loved
kind of
the
different vibe going on.
I'm
here
gonna
for
go
Game
to
of
sleep
Thrones.
to that from now on. We've tried
That's
to
creepy.
Shazam it.
Jeez.
I loved it.
We tried
it
to Shazam
It
it.
really put me in the mood. I loved the way that Cersei looked. I love
Yeah.
her armor. I mean, that's gonna be my Halloween costume.
I like how you call it armor. It was like a dress with some awesome shoulder pads, right?
She's
But-
always had the kind of metal touches, but this was really giving up the gold and going for the black and the silver.
Yeah.
It's just intense.
It
With,
reminded
like,
me a little bit of like when Sansa came down the stairs at the end of that season.
Yes, in the veil.
Yes.
Right.
completely.
Every lady needs a black dress, right?
Yeah, I felt like she went
yeah.
just full like Disney villain this episode,
I know.
which was
Yeah.
kind
Oh,
of
little
weird.
bit.
unfortunate
While like the
souls.
children's voices sang in the background.
Speaking
like
of children, oh my gosh.
That's so not unlike her though, to make use of children.
Yeah, we have the little birds. We used to be Vari's little birds, now they're Qyburn's little birds, but they take out Pycelle.
Yeah, like right out of an Alfred Hitchcock film. It just went straight for it.
Man.
I like how they tried to make us remember that we don't really like Pycelle before.
Exactly.
They were like, "Oh, remember, we're going to show you that he's kind of a dirtbag in the bedroom to his,
Yeah.
paid ladies."
Yeah.
Like, just remember this aspect of him because we're about to kill him with children. So
Yeah.
don't feel too bad.
Yeah,
Don't fault the kids. Don't fault the kids. This man had it coming, I guess.
Wow.
And I thought that was going to be a big death. Like, one of the bigger ones of the episode. I wrote down, like, oh, Master Pycelle, wow. And then immediately after, Marjorie and Loras, High Sparrow. Like, just
Kevin,
on
Mace
and
Tyrell.
on.
Let's just cross out everyone. Did anyone else
Right.
have a problem
Oh,
with Qyburn not assisting in the killing?
Not what?
Right, that was
Sorry?
kind of
Not at all.
weird.
Qyburn just like standing back.
Hands
I
don't
felt like-
assist.
He assisted by
No.
giving his little birds treats afterwards.
He doesn't,
Good job,
he
little
doesn't
birds.
kill them. He just brings them back to undead life
Oh,
afterwards.
okay.
Is what
Yeah.
happens. Dave, what's up?
We
What
also
is it?
have someone reminded me on the chat. Dina Busa, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, wrote that Pycelle is the reason Marcella went to Dorne. So there's even more reason to kind of go. Is that true?
Well, that was when the rumor was spread. Tyrion's let out. He was trying to figure out
Right.
who was getting news back to Cersei. So he told people different pieces of information about who Marcella was marrying. And because it was Pycelle who let the rumor split to Cersei,
He told Pycelle she would
he
be
like
going to
fulfilled his
Dorne.
own prophecy pretty much.
Right.
Okay.
That's what they had to follow through.
Okay.
on.
Well, he's definitely someone that I think Cersei was eager to bump off.
Yeah, well, she's trying to bump off everybody she hates, and he seems to be the one person who isn't going to the trial.
Yeah.
So she has to take him out in a different sort of way. Take him out she does, but not only that, but we have another little bird that has another job
Whoa.
to lead Lancel
Yeah.
down in underneath the sept. where
Right.
the
I don't.
wildfire
Do you
is
think
kept.
that? Do you think that he was meant to be led? Because I don't think he.
I think he was
actually,
looking around.
I think he was just tying up a loose end by killing Lancel, like in the sept itself, and like underneath. Because why bring him down there to begin with, right?
I would rather believe that that was just kind of not a mistake, but like an unforeseen problem of Lancel following the kid. Because if you're really pushing me to believe that Cersei had one little kid pick out Lancel's eye
Little
while he
assassin.
was sitting with three
Yeah.
people, like that's a little much. I'll believe that the kid had the wits to kill him and get rid of anyone who was following him. And
I just think
Yeah, I
bringing
agree.
him down to where he could just blow out the candles, like, is probably a bad move. I don't
Probably a
think it
bad
was
plan.
meant to be like, it's gonna be great. I just want him to see what's happening right before he dies.
And let's be honest, they wanted us, the viewers,
Yes,
to
exactly.
see it. This is why we went down.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you guys. I guess I was just thinking that the birds have never been noticed doing anything in the last 5-6 seasons, and all of a sudden here we are finding they're actually seeing them do something and
The
seem to be
birds
part
are
of the plan.
under new ownership.
They are under new ownership.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited about the way the birds turned out.
So Cersei blows that shit up.
and a green neon blast
Holy cow!
from
Okay,
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I don't know if I loved the way this appeared on screen though.
What do you
What do
have
you
a
mean?
CG problem or just?
Do you mean, did you think it was Ninja Turtle slime? Because that's what I thought it was.
It
at
looked
first.
like Ghostbusters coming out. I was just like not really feeling the overhaul of lime green on the screen. It felt
Not your color.
not the
Not your
color
color.
of Game of Thrones. It felt out of place, honestly.
But that's what the wildfire looks like, and that's what we
It's
saw
true.
Blackwater
Yeah,
Bay
Battle of
burn.
Blackwater.
Yeah.
I know. I guess I just didn't like the way it went down, and the fact that everybody that we have cared about for so long, like the way they were killed in there. I don't know.
All right.
It didn't feel right to me.
I will say, I did like the CGI. I thought it was, explosions are cool. I like explosions. But I will agree with you to where the way it went down was almost a little unsatisfying because of how much political posturing and plotting and conspiring was done throughout the whole season. And we have everyone there. I mean, Queen Marjorie's been like working the system. High Sparrow's been doing that. I mean, they all had to kind of go down eventually. But the fact that they all did so suddenly, and that the entire story building process that took place the entire season was just ended, just cut off. Right
I
at the
was
right of the
rather
bud.
happy about that.
I mean,
It seems
I was like,
a.
thank
I thought
you.
there was more there. There was more meat to the story.
I was
agree.
like, as I said at the beginning of this episode, I was like, everything we've learned about the High Sparrow since like episode 1 this season really hasn't changed that much.
Right.
It was a really stagnant storyline for me. So I was like, yes,
Something.
bye.
Something.
I didn't want Marjorie to die, so her dying,
Yeah, that was-
I don't like.
That was the weirdest. I always like. I don't mind characters dying off. I just think they need to have a death they deserve,
Exactly.
and that belongs to them. And for me, the only problem with this was Marjorie needed a better death, or it wasn't quite the Marjorie death I wanted. Like, it was the great High Sparrow death. I think it was a perfect High Sparrow death.
I agree.
But the Marjorie was a little off.
I think I would have liked it more if we had really fleshed out and known exactly what Marjorie's plan was. Because
Right.
I think we've always kind of been like, we think she's doing this.
has a plan.
We think she has
That
a
is-
plan and she's weighing this.
That is a very good point because now are we left to believe that she really converted? Like,
I don't
are
think
we
so.
still going to sit here and theorize that she had some master
because she's
plan
like-
to
because
it
she was
all?
like,
because she
screw
passed the
the
note
gods.
to
And
she
she,
passed the note and everything, but now we don't. Like, who did she leave the message? We're not going to get that
Maybe
story
Lady
now.
Olenna. Maybe.
Well, no, she passed that note and that was it. I mean, unless she
Well,
had
I think
other
that
notes
was
flying
her
to
way of saying,
I'm not
not a
lost.
mindless sparrow. I'm still trapped. I'm still like a prisoner
Okay,
here.
so it wasn't I have a plan. It's just I'm still part
still
of this
with you.
family.
Yes.
I just have to do this or else.
Yeah, it's
I'm
the
done.
only power that she has. That's why she was trying to influence the High Sparrow to get out of there, not because she wanted to save the High Sparrow's life. She just wanted her grasp and most powerful ally, her grasp on power, to be there.
Boom.
So that's why she kind of wanted him out, but he didn't listen.
Her plan failed, and they all died.
So we need an
Right.
in memoriam now. I wish we had like a decal right here. So okay, let's go through this. We lost the High Sparrow.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Well, we lost Pycelle right before this, but in
Check.
the explosion, we lost the High Sparrow. We lost Marjorie.
Check.
We lost Kevin. We lost
Loris.
Uncle Kevin. Loris.
We lost all the set.
We lost Lancel. We lost Mace Tyrell. Apparently all the Sparrows were there.
Right.
And a whole lot of townsfolk. Was there anybody else important?
A lot of
people of the
Septons.
court.
Were there Kingsguards? No, the Kingsguards wouldn't be there because Tommen didn't make it.
Tommen
Right.
was
Well,
Was there
and
anybody
that's-
of significance that I just missed on that list that you guys can think of?
chat.
I just think that if anyone knows of anything, please chat it at me. But it feels like the sparrows are done. They're no longer a factor
I think
in
so.
anything.
Yeah.
They're wiped out for the most part.
Yes.
I think so. You took out their power.
Every sparrow we cared about or knew by name,
Yeah.
unless you're
They've all,
unless you're
flown
including
the coop.
the tortured lady that's now
I was just gonna
bonded on a
say,
table.
let's talk about
Oh,
Unella.
there is one left. That's true.
So Unella has been captured, tied up, and is going to be tortured by her new god, Sir Gregor Clegane, who removes his helmet. For the
Yeah.
first time.
You
And
know-
then what does he do? Go whisper sweet nothings in her ear? Is that why she's screaming? I'm a little confused about what he's doing to her.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to think about it.
He did kind of look like Darth Vader when he took his helmet off, though, right? Like the whole kind of whitey, bluey, fleshy flesh.
Yeah, but it
fleshy
was.
flesh.
I
Fleshy flesh.
kind of wanted more, to be honest. I was like, oh, he looks like a dead guy. That's what we kind of assumed.
What did
Yeah.
you want? Like a cyborg? Like a
I wanted his mouth to be shown shut.
Yeah, like the
shown
Predator.
shut. Yeah,
Like,
and I
okay.
wanted him to really have no nose, have no face. I wanted it to be horrifying, and he was just kind of another dude.
Well, we
don't
was
care
still
about-
kind of in the shadows, so we didn't get a full light. Like
I was
a
expecting a dwarf head.
dwarf head.
Remember, he used a dwarf head to make Gregor.
There was talk
Oh,
about
he
dwarf
just-
heads and things like that.
He
yeah.
just wanted to practice on the dwarf head. So maybe there's some
really?
like dwarf heads kind of running around.
Well, you know, one of those
Like
practices
underneath
might have became his head
King's
there.
Landing right
Maybe,
now.
maybe.
So she's gonna torture him, or he's gonna torture her for quite a while. Do you see? Are we ever gonna touch in with this again? Is she gonna get more Unella revenge, or is this the end of her story?
I think this is the end of her, and I feel like she's gonna maybe be referred to as like his little pet or whatever, because
Right.
I kind of take this as like he can perform sex acts or whatever he wants with her.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
the way I took it.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we hear
the
of
gimp.
her, it will be through words.
Boom.
Oh, this is interesting. On the chat, Fantasy Stats Guru says, and you can. I'm not sure about this myself, but says in the books they imply Sir Robert Strong, which is the name of that Franken Mountain, has a dwarf head.
He does.
They imply it that's where his head actually comes from because he had to get a new head. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it could be one.
There's
Let
a
us
lot
know if
of
that's
there's
true.
a lot of talk of dwarf heads at
Yeah.
certain points in the books.
Yeah.
So Tommen.
Well,
Oh,
Yes.
sorry. You want to talk about something else about
It's
Unella?
not huge. It's not like a big deal. But I did think it was interesting that Cersei kind of did do her confession, and in that line of thought, although it's just because we haven't
Yeah.
visited in so long, she did mention killing Robert Baratheon and like holding responsibility for that, along with, of course, sleeping with Jaime and keeping everyone safe. But I thought it was interesting that we very
Yeah.
rarely hear Cersei ever talk about her.
And the fact that she
Deeds.
confessed to the
Yeah.
woman who was trying to get her to confess all along, I thought there was a lot of irony
Yeah.
in that scene,
Very nice.
and to hear her acknowledge all of her, evils, that she doesn't consider, they might be evil or not,
She
whatever.
feels good about
I
that.
do it because it feels good.
It feels good,
It
and
feels
she lived
good.
up to her promise that she would be the last face she saw before she dies.
Not yet.
We'll see.
Almost.
Almost.
She's prepped for that.
Well, a fully human face. How about that?
you
So,
go.
Tommen here.
Tommen over here.
Tommen can't take it.
Yeah, someone in the
and-
chat called Tommen Peter Pan in this episode.
Yeah, but he didn't have any good thoughts.
No, he had no
happy
pixie
memories.
dust.
No. He lost his marbles.
I feel like we didn't get enough from him before he took this skydiving lesson.
Yeah, we didn't get anything from him except his jewelry.
Well,
Yeah.
he's a guy that, like, every time we see him, a lot of people hated him, and I know I didn't quite hate him. I just felt like he was not. He's like should be owning a flower stand somewhere.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be running a kingdom.
He was kind of a non-entity.
Yeah, he was just the dude that was like, he got boobs thrown in his face, and so that made him go crazy, and so he just kept going back to the, like, girl that was giving him boobs, but he also was trying to be nice to his family.
Are you
He
talking
just
about
didn't
Tommen
know.
or me? I'm confused.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I
all
was
of us, really.
confused.
You were obviously not at his birthday party.
Yeah.
So,
Boobs have immense
so
power.
her last child is now dead.
Prophecy, section of prophecy fulfilled.
King, what's the next part in that prophecy?
Well, the next part in that prophecy, I believe, is only in the book and not in
Okay,
the show.
so they haven't said anything else about it in the show, so there you go.
But
But
you
now
can look it up.
she has these little birds as her children. That's how I foresee them now, and she's like
go.
mother nest.
Yes, absolutely. They're like Qyburn's kids. She's like Aunt Cersei and everything. So then we're going to kind of...
I think she's just going to be in a pit of darkness and will never come out.
Can we talk about Tommen's death for a second, though? Because
Okay.
I was waiting for what was going to happen. I just like the fact that we froze for a
on the
moment.
window. I thought he was going to go...
And he did.
I mean,
Well,
he did, but he didn't
almost
run.
did.
I thought he was going to, but...
Yeah, I like how we kind of could see it happen because we lingered on that open window, and you kind of felt his point of view looking out that open window.
Because I screamed, it's all your fault, Tom.
Yeah, you did.
All right, but screaming like, it's all your fault, Tom, and all of your decisions led to. And then he jumped, and then I was like,
And then you were like,
I felt like I shouldn't be the guy like talking him down. Tom, and you have a law to live for. Don't do it.
But what's funny, though, is, or ironic really, is the fact that he was apparently religious now. And as a Catholic, it's forbidden to kill yourself, so it was sort of like, okay, he never really made that conversion that he pretended to make, in my
Well,
mind.
I mean, he wasn't in Catholicism, but so I don't know
Right.
what the bad side of suicide is here. But I mean, he just lost everything. He lost his wife. He lost his faith. He lost
his power.
He lost
pretty
everything
much.
but his mom that he knows is crazy.
And he's going to have to then deal with for killing his wife.
Yeah, and so. I mean, he knows at this point that his mom's just pulling his strings and everything,
Yeah.
and so
He just
Nothing
made
else?
one bad decision after the other. He put his faith into his mom, into his wife, into the sparrow, and everything failed him, and he had nothing else to put his faith into except for the pavement down below.
Oh, no.
Okay, this just
Probably more cobblestones.
So we're going to be going kind of a little out of order here because there's so many scenes and things are weaving. But Jamie, he's done some other stuff. We'll get to his other stuff in this episode. But he returns at this point to King's Landing.
Yeah, to discover that his lover just forced his child out a window, essentially.
Yeah,
Like-
did he really know? Because the fact that he came right in,
No.
saw Cersei sitting on the Iron Throne, he's kind of like smiling at her, like, yeah, good.
I didn't see a smile.
I did not see any
It was
smiling.
like unflinching, cold
Yeah.
as stone. Like,
Yeah.
what happened here? What have you
Like,
done?
what is
we are
going
not
on?
on the same side anymore. That's how I
Really?
took
That's
it.
how you saw it?
That's how I saw it
I
too.
saw him kind of looking like he was proud of her almost.
Oh no,
I-
you're crazy.
I saw it
No.
as sort of a, I don't want to give anything away. I'm not sure how I feel. I need to think about myself for a minute. And then I'm
I
gonna
took
deal
it
with
as
this
like-
a little bit later.
It's like, I took it as like, I did my job. What did you do while I was gone?
Yeah, I saw it as
I'm not going to question you while you're sitting on the throne.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw it as like, what did you do?
Yeah.
What did you do? That's what I saw it.
But yeah, he returns, and we now have Queen Cersei right here. She has gotten what she has wanted, right?
And by the way, they said, "Long may she reign," just once.
Long may she reign.
And as opposed to John's King of the North like 100 times.
Right.
It's funny.
They're kind of just like, guess this
They're
is
like,
it.
You're
Yeah.
here in the pit of fire
This is
as
crazy.
everything burns. Like,
So the theory everybody kind of had before this episode was that Cersei was going to burn down like all of King's Landing. I'm kind of glad that didn't happen. It was just
Right.
the set right there.
it was just a couple hundred to
There you
thousands.
go. Well, that's better than just the whole damn.
But
whole
can
damn city.
we assume that the rest of the city is lined with wildfire as well?
I mean, we know that it's all over the place. There's hidden catches of it all around the city, and most of them haven't even been found.
Yeah, that's the little bird's job.
So
So there you go. So that's,
Yeah.
she could at some
she has.
A lot of people on the chat are calling her the Mad Queen, by the way.
Ooh.
Yes.
Which is very.
I mean, it's all coming full circle for Jaime because he had to take out the Mad King, and now does he have to take out the Mad Queen?
I think so.
And
We'll take her down.
yeah, it's looking like that
Down.
at some point.
Take her down. That's for sure.
Yeah, someone earlier on the chat said that now Jaime's going to end up becoming the Queen Slayer.
Yep.
Because they think
Yeah.
that's on the
He's
horizon.
He's going to be the Queen Slayer, the Kin Slayer, as well as the King Slayer.
No, he loves her. That's all he has.
No way, bro.
He's
He
got
just
Already
Brienne.
in this episode,
killed
it's just
their
really.
She didn't.
Yeah,
Yes,
she
Brienne.
did.
He killed
Yeah, she
himself.
did. You guys, did he kill himself?
Don't you remember?
Or did she kill him? What do you
Jaime-
guys think?
Who?
Their
Who?
relationship almost fell apart when he was like gone and imprisoned and then came back, and she's blamed him for killing so many kids.
But look at
I
his-
think
look at
this is
his
really
last-
going
look
to be
at-
that
look at-
last
Look
nail
at
in the
Jaime's
coffin on
last
their
monologue
relationship.
to Edmure. He literally said, "None of this
I know.
matters. I love Cersei, and that's it.
And
I'm
then-
doing this for her.
and
I'm
then
going
this
back.
happened.
I'm going to be with her." And now he's in the best possible
No,
position to be with her.
Because
She's queen.
But for,
There's nothing else standing in his way.
But for Jaime's storyline, everything that they've been pushing for this season is how everyone views him and how tarnished like his reputation and what's come of his life and how that's just like tearing him down. He's just being compared to the worst people. And now it's going to be he's going to have to choose to either really step aside someone who could be the next Mad Queen or do something like change paths.
Cersei Lannister is queen. He is a Lannister. And
Jaime-
he has nothing else.
Jaime's got some hard decisions
I'm
to make
excited
in the future.
though
What
to
would he
see
do?
what Cersei does next.
What she does?
What she does next.
You know, this episode had so many strong women like rising to power in this one, and it seems like there's going to be a battle of queens.
Yep.
All over
Yeah.
the dang place.
It went from 5 kings and it's going to
you
end
go.
up being with like 7 queens.
I kind
Who
of wanted
knows?
Sansa to become the Lord of Winterfell too, because then it would just be just powerful women just all over the place.
I
we
would
got-
be mad about that, honestly. We need John.
We'll get to that.
Who
Okay.
are
We'll
all
get
the
to
women
that.
in power real quick? We got Cersei, obviously.
Cersei, Daenerys.
Daenerys.
I mean, you had Yara,
Yara.
in power rising
You
up.
have-
You have all the Dorne.
No,
you
you
have
have Dornish, you
Only
have
Anna's the
Lady-
last.
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Late
Okay.
Olivia Sand.
Tyrells.
Arya. You got a
Arya.
whole bunch.
It really
Yeah.
is. Women rule the world. But what else is new?
So let's talk about from strong women to a really, I think, a weak, pathetic man, Lord Walder Frey.
Oh.
Here, he is partying up. They got the Tullys. They took him out. Oh, what he's always wanted. He's got River Run back. Yeah, and he goes and he has a beer with Jaime here, and Jaime gives him some straight to the face news. They don't fear you. They fear the Lannisters.
I was like,
Yeah.
we are not alike. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hold up.
I loved it. I
We're
loved
not
that
friends.
Check yourself
Yeah.
Put
before
the
you
wall
wreck
up.
yourself.
Why do we need you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just like boom.
I thought that was going to linger for a while, but he got his comeuppance right away.
He did. He gave it
did.
right to him.
Oh, I like it. Oh, I like it so much. I feel like this episode and the last episode, we got some much deserved revenge that I think, because when you're watching the show, you have to like, oh no, they're killing off a character I love. Oh, they're doing this. You get a lot of, it's tough. And I love having these moments that it's like a gift to fans and it's a gift to viewers that are just, I just wanted him to die, and he died exactly how I wanted him to die. He had like this weird Titus Andronicus moment where he would get fed his own children.
Yes.
Oh, and then the Arya thing. It was so spot on. It was the best. It was one of my favorite moments.
I think
of
it
this
was-
season.
I'll give it that. I'll broaden that to the episode. I really liked this episode. I
Yes.
feel like this episode in general was kind of like, here.
Yes.
Here's a pie.
Enjoy.
Yes. The punch and pie for everybody who watches tonight.
It
No,
will
I
leave
think
you
it was,
satisfied and wanting more.
It was
Yeah.
Zach. He's our engineer, I think, tonight. You said it was a Scott Tenorman moment for those South Park fans. You got
Oh.
fed his own kin. But you know,
for
can we talk
me-
about Arya for a second?
I was just gonna say, for me, this whole pie moment was for the book readers, because there's a moment. It happens somewhere else, but it also happens with the Freys, where they kind of get fed Frey. There are Frey pies involved, so that's why I was cheering a little bit before you guys
That's right,
cheered a
that
little
does
bit. I was
happen.
like, yes, and then it came out.
And he's killed the same way. by
No,
Arya?
it's not. It's not Walder Frey. It's just it's happening somewhere else. He's not part of this.
I think it might be Black Walder, but I'm not too sure that
Yeah, I'm
it
not
happens
sure.
to.
It happens. But anywho, so yes, what were you gonna say, Ryan?
Well, I mean, all right, cool. Arya's back. Hey, she's back in Westeros and she's doing her thing. She's an assassin. She's got faces. She's
Yeah, was
she's-
this faces or what is this?
I think she probably took a few before she left the House of Black and White. I mean,
Do
she
you
had
guys
to have.
think so?
Yeah, I think she's got mad assassin powers now.
Does she have a
think so,
bag?
too.
But does she have a bag of faces?
Or she
Yeah,
can just.
I hope so.
Yeah.
She has a bag of faces, or she can collect faces.
By
from,
what? Killing people?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's just go around killing them.
Question for you guys.
Dead
though. It
people,
looked
bodies
like
on the ground. morgues.
Jamie sort of recognized her, or he noticed her. Did you guys see that too?
Did we
I
see
think it was
her
the
in the scene
opposite.
before?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was the one where Braun was
Initially.
like, "Hey, this lady's checking you out. You didn't have to do anything, and she already likes you."
I
Yeah.
must have been looking
But-
down and
Yeah,
taking
she was
notes.
the
But
first
I took
girl.
it as the opposite. I took it as she was expressing interest in Jamie, not for those type of reasons.
Right.
And Braun noticed that versus
Gotcha.
Jamie was interested in her.
Right.
It was really pointing out that Jamie only likes Cersei or other blonde women, and there are a variety of blonde women that could be potential suitors.
I like that little scene between Jamie and Bronn because yes, it reinforced the fact that Jamie is just thinking about Cersei, but also that he's kind of a nice guy. He wingmanned him a little bit there. He was like, "They're looking at me. You know what? Hey, have you ladies heard this about this awesome guy right here? Yeah." Have a good one. Like, I was like, yeah, go, Bron. That's like guys going to the bar, you know?
Yeah.
Jeez, come on.
Yeah, I've never had a guy hook me up with two girls at once.
Well,
Jamie
I'll have to
Jamie
wing for you
Lannister.
sometime, then, eh?
Let's go to the bars sometime. No,
I feel like we haven't talked about Arya killing Frey
Yes.
enough.
All right, so I gotta know.
Just like
she's
her mama.
she's a cold-blooded assassin. I mean, she took the time to bake a pie. How does that? You kill some guys, you chop them up, you make a pie. I mean, she really just for the satisfaction. She's almost like kind of creepy
Carved
at that
him up.
point.
Yeah,
Like,
this
Yeah.
was
I mean,
very
that's like
premeditated.
right. That takes a lot of effort just to do all that.
To cook a pie, yes, it's very difficult.
to chop a person up and bake them into a meat pie. Yeah,
cow.
that's kind of demented. That's like Sweeney kind of stuff. Sweeney Todd.
I just felt like
Yeah.
the slit throat
Yes.
was like such an homage
weird.
to the Red Wedding.
Yes.
Right.
That
Yes.
those throats being slit.
Because remember, Arya was there. I mean, she wasn't in the
was
castle,
outside.
but she was outside.
Yeah.
Oof.
I
that's
guess it's
Love
an
it.
appropriate. I guess it's appropriate punishment. I mean, her whole family was killed under under the protection of the guest's home
Right.
during a feast. So I guess it was kind of appropriate that he should die under his own guest's
Yeah,
home.
and eating his own food.
Eating
too.
his own food, and
Yeah.
Eating his own
Eating his
own food.
Own food. I also liked it a lot because I just want to say I was last Arya episode, which I guess was 2 episodes ago. I was a little worried because I feel like the way they wrapped up Arya's storyline, where there was no Fight Club moment, there was no like, oh, it really was something deeper. It was just very straightforward. I felt like she was coming back to Westeros like almost the same person. And I was happy to see this moment because it showed that she's definitely changed. She's
Right.
definitely become something different.
Because of new skills.
Yeah, that might not be even the best thing. It's badass, but it's not like it's pretty dark, like you were
It's
saying.
very dark.
So
Yeah.
it was nice to see that she's changed into this. So
Yeah.
it was a good.
I
ending for
love
her.
that going forward, we're not going to be able to see this coming. She's just going to be checking off the names of her list, and
Right.
it's going to be some face that we don't know.
I think that's awesome because I did not see this coming.
I
This
was
was a
convinced
total
it was
surprise.
Talisa's like sister.
The whole
or
time I was
something.
watching this, I'm
"Who
like,
is this?"
whose side is this girl on? Like, as soon as I realized it was the pie, I'm like, is she working for, who is she? I don't know. I'm so confused. And then when they took the face off, oh, such a good moment. Yeah.
I have
But
to ask-
I agree with you, Kristen. Can't see it coming. I love it.
For Arya, I don't know if the fans can help out or if everyone's keeping track. Who else is left on her list?
Cersei.
Anyone else besides Cersei?
I can't remember. Technically, the Hound.
I think she took him off.
Technically,
Yeah.
I mean, but on the original list, but he.
Is that it though?
I'm trying to remember.
Fans, if there are, let
Her
us know.
list was really short the last time she said it. So
They've been dropping like flies.
Joffrey.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I was mad.
I don't want to ramble. I'm thinking of names from the book, so I don't want to ramble.
But Cersei's definitely on the list still, so at least we know for sure that Arya is out for blood still, like the Terminator. Cersei's on her list.
See, I'm really curious if she
Awesome.
turns her eyes on Cersei or if she goes home.
I hope she goes home because I
Oh.
actually want to see Jaime kill Cersei. I really wanted Tommen to
That's
kill
not
Cersei,
gonna
but
happen.
it's
Ooh,
gonna
we have a
happen.
We have a hand
we-
raised.
we-
We have. I believe we have a list.
We have a big name that we're forgetting is on the list, and that a lot of people are reminding me
Ilan
right now.
Payne.
Mountain. The Mountain.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Mountain is on her
Oh,
list.
that's a big name.
That's a
as
big
you
one.
said.
Yeah.
He is kind of dead though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did she get word that he died to the Red Viper?
But he's not.
No one thinks that he's dead. Everyone thinks he's
it's
just
him.
like
Okay.
in
He's
silence.
better.
Isn't
Yeah.
Ilan Payne on her list? Because he's the guy
Yes.
who actually beheaded Ned Stark.
Ilan Payne, like quite a few people are saying that too. So
Okay.
that's also true.
Yes. What's that?
Nothing.
What happened
Unfortunately,
to
I
Ilan
believe the
Payne?
actor who was playing Ilan Payne died of cancer a year or two ago.
No
So
kidding.
unfortunately, I don't know if they'll bring back that character. And they might have purposely took him off her list because of that. I'm
Gotcha.
Yeah,
not
I think
entirely
so,
sure,
maybe.
but I believe that might be the case. So moving on from there, we head to Winterfell.
A lot going on.
So, oh my God, where do we even
Oh my
start?
goodness.
So John
Deep breaths.
is he's hanging with Melisandre, family and feasts, and Davos comes in.
Oh, by the way, Melisandre, I think, is on Arya's list too. But I
Red
don't-
Woman?
Oh, the Red Woman.
The Red Woman, yeah.
believe
For
so.
taking
Gendry.
Gendry?
Gendry. Yeah.
For
taking-
Gendry,
yeah.
yes, that's right.
Where the hell is Gendry?
Yeah.
Season 1, next season, episode 1.
He's on a
Yeah.
rowboat somewhere.
So Davos
Hello.
comes in and he is none too happy with Melisandre here, and we sort of we get this argument between the two.
They're rowing like Gendry.
He's like, he's gonna be in the middle of the water. Daenerys' ships are all gonna come up. He's gonna be like, help me! I've been rowing for a long time.
Help me, help me.
Sorry.
Keep
go.
going.
So Davos and Melisandre are in a bit of a fight here, and
Yeah, so Davos is pissed off.
yeah, absolutely, because he finally found out what happened to Shireen. He didn't know this all along.
So Davos wants to justly kill her.
And what do you guys think about John's judgment here? Ride south, and if you ever show your face up here again, I'll have you hanged. Because I heard you guys talking during the show.
Yeah.
Kristen,
I
what'd you
actually
think?
think that it's good because he's not letting Davos kill her, which is what Davos wants. And if she just rides south, we can bring her back if we need to bring John back. So the fact that she gets to survive, and I'm sure she'll come back if we really need her, and all she has to do is take off her necklace and nobody will recognize her. So she can still be there. Maybe she'll do that anyway. I hope she does.
The old lady at the camp here.
It's so
Yeah.
much uncertainty. I didn't like this decision because of the uncertainty. Okay, you have this woman who is crucial for you to come back to life if you need it, and she's been there to help shape the destiny of where you are now. So if you keep her there, you have her for that. That's the pro of that. The con is, your secondhand man is kind of pissed off, so trouble in the workspace. But if you kill her, you appease him, but then you can't bring her back. I mean, I think the middle of the road option is just so much uncertainty. It's too risky. I didn't like that decision.
But
I
normally
wish you would have made one or the other.
Banishment in storytelling is normally a good thing. It normally
Yes.
leads to something very interesting.
For storytelling, yes.
So that I am interested in. As far as I've always said that if John had forgiven her, I could have stood behind that decision. If he had been like, I am not going to hang you for doing this, because technically she's right. She did it under not even like the Lord of Light's approval, but her king's approval at the time. You can't really hold that against, you can't hold people who are following a king's orders really against them, or else you end up with everyone dead, every rule.
I guess it's.
I felt like
Gray.
I guess he can't really trust her.
Yeah,
So-
I would think if she stuck around, then I would worry that she's kind of poisoning the well. That it might turn John into something he's not. So I was happy to see her go, but at the same time, I kind of felt for John that he couldn't just kill her because she did bring him back to life, and
I really like this decision because it just showed. First of all, you guys think Melisandre's like some sort of cheat code in a video game for unlimited continues or something?
Heck yeah.
Where she's just, every time Jon dies, she can just be like, bloop, oh, okay, you're back. Let's start the beginning of the level again.
We're hoping.
But like, it's only if R'hllor like gives her the ability to. So I mean, Jon could die and they'd be like, get her, and she could be like, nope, not working. Like, she's not a guarantee that he's gonna be able to live forever.
But she's a possibility,
Yeah.
and that's all you can hope for in life. Am I right?
That's true. And I also liked this because it shows that he is not Stannis. He is not the one who is like, oh yes, I believe what you say. I'm going to do what you say. I trust in what you're doing. You have all these powers, and because you have these weird powers, I'm going to believe you. And he's just like, you brought me back. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, but I'm not going to have you, taint the pool or the well or whatever it was he said. Poison the well. And so he gets her out of there, but he shows her mercy because she did bring him back, and she's done imagine some good stuff along the line.
And also, she's going south right now, and she might end up meeting up with the Brotherhood because of it.
Boom.
And the Brotherhood are all, really into the Red God.
They're down.
So
Okay, fine.
So
You swayed me.
So Jon and Sansa here. This is a moment I think the panel here has been waiting for a bit.
Yeah.
Sansa, why didn't you not tell Jon Snow?
I'm sorry.
He honestly, he took it really well. He was just like, look,
Yeah.
we need each other. We need to come together. It's okay. But
I
going
like
forward,
this. I saw this as a rising above, not belittling the thing. It'd be like, you made your choice. It saved the day. I don't need to know. I don't know, whatever going on. We got to trust each other. We can't let any bad stuff seep in.
Right.
We can't become a CW show and let secrets ruin everything.
Yeah.
They are not secure
Yeah.
enough to have the luxury of anger, but I can be angry for them.
Yeah, okay, I like that.
Okay.
He was very pragmatic. She approached him, he approached her. Now they're on the same page.
Yeah.
Hopefully I think they are. Yeah, okay. It's not everything we wanted. We were a little angry about Sansa's decision making, but you know what? It's closure now. At least seal the wound off. It's fine. We're fine. I'm
How
fine.
we ended with things in the north makes me feel a little bit better about. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
Sansa, I'll forgive you a
Boom.
little bit for taking.
You get a
for
pass.
staying seated.
A white raven has arrived in Winterfell.
Winter is here.
Boom. There we go. And we saw in a scene earlier with Sam that all the white ravens flying out of Old Town. So Old Town is the place. The Maesters are the ones who kind of make the decisions about the seasons and go, winter's
Right.
here. All right, time to send out all these white ravens.
One thing that happens in the book is there's some discussion. I know this isn't like fun TV stuff, but I wonder what the crops are like. I wonder how they stored up for that winter, because the winters are long.
Yes,
They're
many years.
They could be many years. So winter is a concern because if they're fighting wars, they're not farming most of the time. So I wonder if that's going to play into next season at all. If they're going to deal with a drought, they're going to deal with a famine because they don't have any food saved
You're
up.
talking
I
about
think they
Winterfell
should.
specifically.
I think they should deal with that next season, or else it's a little.
Yeah.
I gotta
hurting
think they
my
have some
believability a
because
little.
I believe the Boltons were planning on
Yeah, but
spending some
Bolton's-
time there.
They were in the middle of a war this entire time, so they're busy fighting. They're not so much busy farming and saving up.
Were they in the middle of a war?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, they were still trying to. He just killed his dad a couple of episodes ago. It kind of felt like they were too busy to actually farm. But who
the
knows?
farmers were farming and he was killing.
You guys,
so-
I really hope we're not discussing this next season, because last season, you guys, I was bored as fuck.
Cool.
Let's not talk
Cool.
about Farmville,
Yeah.
here on Game of Thrones.
They've known winter was coming. If they don't have enough food, I don't want to hear about it.
It's like the story of the grasshopper and the ant. You guys know that story? That
What are
old
you
story?
talking
No,
about?
it sounds
Well, I'm
fucking
not-
boring.
Okay,
I'm not going to
we're
tell that
going to
story.
keep
But I
talking
will just
about
say
Winterfell.
That's a good point, because we saw the detriments of winter for Stannis' army, right?
We did, yes.
It forced him into making decisions. Like, we have to move. We have to move now because winter's here and we don't have any food.
I have to burn my daughter. Yeah.
So there's not only the situation with winter, the Night King, what's his name again?
the Night King.
The Night King.
The Night King. Him and his army's coming
But
down.
they don't need
the
to eat.
elements are going to pose a problem as well. So that's a good point.
Very possibly could. And I'm sure they'll mention it at some point. But next up is a scene that I was looking forward to. My favorite shipping right here, Littlefinger and Sansa.
Yeah.
We are the only ones who
Ew.
want this to happen.
Ew,
I think they'd be such a powerful couple. I don't know what it is here.
I don't like
I've always
it.
liked Littlefinger.
So, so she's by the heart tree here, and we kind of get this thing where Littlefinger just sort of just lets it all out here. He's like, you know what I wanted? I want you. But he does say here that he wants to sit on the Iron Throne,
Yes,
which is something
has been verbalized.
that I don't ever remember him saying
Right,
before.
I don't either.
We got this clear cut, I want to be on the Iron Throne, and I want you by my side. Boom. There was like no mystery involved in that.
Yeah. Before him, he said, I want everything. You know, he's let it be known, I want it all.
Yep.
But this is the first time he really let his guard down, yeah, and said, this is what I want, and I want you next to me.
Yep.
And I think he showed for the first time a little bit of weakness, because Littlefinger, I love his character because he plays 2 steps ahead of the game. He's a great, chess master in the Game of Thrones, but I feel like now he's reached the point where it's like, now it's up to Sansa to really reach out and grab me halfway. And so he kind of, I feel like, showed a little weakness, saying, who's going to follow your bastard brother? It's you that... And then we find out people do. So now he has really no cards to play, and I've never really seen him in that situation where he's like,
I don't know.
nothing to play.
I can easily see him turning, like, the fact that Jon became the King of the North and they didn't go under Sansa here, as him being like, all right, Sansa, you don't have to stay in Winterfell now. Like, if I can convince you to be with me, which doesn't seem likely, unfortunately, for me, but, like, we can go do something. We can go take the Iron Throne. We can go make Harrenhal our home, since I own that. Or we can go up to the Vale. I own that one, too. We can go make that our home.
So many
He's like, I got a lot of power. I got a lot of money. We can do a lot of things, and you're not stuck here.
I hope that we do see that, though, because at this point, none of you guys want them together, because he hasn't sort of romanced her at all for the fact that she would like him. There's no reason for her to like him. We've only seen him power hungry, and this being a power move to be with her. So there's not been any sort of romancing at all going on, and that's that's what was missing this season, is what we agreed
You're right,
on.
this season,
very
but
little.
it's so easy to forget that, how much he helped her in the past. He's helped her escape. He's helped her survive. He's
I think
given
she should
her
just
home
marry
and refuge.
Tyrion for love, and then that will just come to a whole new level.
Here's the thing. Littlefinger does not see Sansa. He sees little Catelyn. Like, he wants to marry little Catelyn because he's living in his past. He's like a guy buying a Porsche because he's having like a mid-age crisis. So
But he's
it's
open
gross.
about it.
And
He's
he's
honest
gross.
about it.
He's gross.
Yeah,
Why do
but
we
it's
want
gross.
this, Kyle? Why do we want this?
I don't know.
Because I don't see the... she doesn't love him.
He's also like a bad person.
But how many marriages in Westeros happened because of love? Not very many.
I don't care. He's also a
And
bad person. We could just kill him. It's fine.
Bad person to Sansa?
To everyone. Like, at his core, a bad person.
I don't think so.
I do.
I
Sansa?
really like him.
Yes.
What does she ever do? Okay. She sent him to Ramsay. Okay. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's a big one. I just thought of that while I was talking out loud. That is, that's horrible. That is horrible. Yeah, okay. I don't know how I go against that one. Dwell on that one
It's
for a little bit.
forgettable, okay?
Here's another point that we didn't really, the episode didn't really address, is that Littlefinger brought his army in to save the day. The Knights of the Vale saved the day. What do they get out of it besides a
But it's
strong
not
alliance?
technically... It's not technically
they
his
saved
army.
everybody. They are the reason why Sansa's in Winterfell and not dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the crazy thing to me about everyone following the Starks is that there are 2. Like, the Starks don't have any people. They don't have any knights. They're like, we follow the Starks, all 2 of you.
All great both point.
of you.
Like, when they all go, hey, we're going to head back to our castles, it's going to be Jon and Sansa walking around in Winterfell. There's nobody there that is a Stark. Like, and they're following them. That's how like powerful the Northern belief in the name is.
What the
1,000-year
next season
bloodline.
actually is just matchmaking. Because what this episode did was just line up all of your eligible bachelorettes and bachelors, and then we get to just like play who can marry who.
Who can marry who?
So wait, it's the dating Game of Thrones?
Oh.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Can we talk about? I just want to make sure we talk about how badass Lady Mormont was.
Oh yes, we are getting it. Let's do that
Okay.
scene. We are in that scene now. Go ahead.
Okay,
Dave.
good. I just wanted to make sure, throw that in, because she was so badass. It was great to see this like little girl just cut down all these guys. That was my favorite part. one of my favorite parts of this episode.
It was pretty
I keep
badass.
saying that about every single scene.
Yeah, everybody, Manderley and Glover, they were like, "Oh, I don't know, what should we do?" And yeah, and she stood up, and she told him, she gave him a piece of her mind, and it was awesome.
That's the great thing about kids, though, because they don't lie. They don't talk bullshit. They see the truth and they speak it, and it's harsh. A lot of times, parents are,
Right.
apologizing for their kids, and even that guy said it was harsh. But you know what? This is what they needed to hear, and I'm proud of her. I loved it.
I think you're
yeah.
right. I think the big reason why I like her so much is because she speaks the truth. And if you put the same dialogue in another actor or another character
Right.
that was older or different, I mean, the things that she's saying and the way that she's saying them are just badass. And the fact that she's a little girl makes it even more like, what? Like, whoa.
It also helps
Drop the mic. Lady
because
Mormont.
she has there's nothing people can hold over her head yet.
Right.
There's nothing that
I
she
mean, technically. Come on.
Obvious joke there.
No, but if anyone else says it, but you can point to like, well, you did this and you have failed in this way.
That's a great point.
But when someone who is innocent and has not forsaken any of their oaths or their vows and has always kind of, maybe that is because she's so young.
And stuck with that vow for
Yeah.
62 men or whatever it
So
was.
she has credibility and honor, and you
Yeah.
have to
So
listen
you
to her.
can't.
Badass.
You can't.
My
The-
king this day till his last.
I like the nickname the White Wolf.
Yes.
We had the young wolf, which was Rob, and now we have the White Wolf. The thing about this scene, though, is the whole King in the North scene. The kings were done. The War of Five Kings was all these kings trying to claim their parts, right, in their little segments of the Seven Kingdoms. And then when it ended, it just became Tommen or Joffrey, whoever at that point was the king. Bada bing, bada boom. The Boltons were the wardens of the North. But here's the North once again saying that, well, we don't want to be wardens of the North. We want the king in the North.
Right.
So it's almost them declaring war once again against the throne.
Right, and a lot of
Yes.
people on the chat are bringing up Bran, and when Bran shows up to Winterfell, is that going to change the whole dynamic? Because he's a true Stark
True Stark.
and not a bastard, and he should actually be Lord of Winterfell. Also, we have a lot of people shipping Bran and Lady Mormont right now, which is kind of like they could end up getting married, and that would be kind of cute.
Aw, I do love that.
Bran and Mira. I want Mira.
I think Bran, I mean, I don't know.
No, you have horrible taste in relationships, Kyle.
I have a wonderful, magical taste.
Most of the time I
Right.
agree with you, but I have not sensed any chemistry between them.
Well,
Alright.
first of all, I don't know if Bran can father any children. That's one point. And the second is, I don't know who theorized it, but the old three-eyed raven, isn't that Bran in the future? I mean, isn't he the guy that's the old guy
I
who's
do
gonna end up in the
not
tree?
agree with
Don't
that
believe
at
that.
all.
You don't think that?
No.
Don't believe it.
Not a confirmed theory.
I still think he's the old three-eyed raven
You
in the
just
future.
want to, but it's not.
We
the
never
truth.
see him walk. He's always stuck in a tree. I mean, it's a good theory.
Let's keep on talking about Bran here.
Yeah, what's Bran?
and
what's Bran gonna
theories
do?
that are now actually confirmed.
Yes.
Okay.
The big reveal.
Well, first, let's say goodbye to Benjen. Benjen took off.
Bye,
Uncle Ben. With great power comes great response. Oh, that's the wrong Ben. I'm sorry, Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben.
So technically, wait, is Benjen? He's technically dead.
yeah.
He's
Right, so he
he's
can't
like
cross
half
over.
undead or whatever.
He's like a
point for
good.
them, too.
Yeah,
He's
he-
like a good White Walker, kind of, or a good Wait, I guess.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah.
And-
White.
Yeah, he gives us that bit of information. He's like, there's magic in there. I can't go through there.
And as long as it stands, he cannot go through there or something. There was a word in
Walls
there
coming
about
down.
it. As long as it's. Oh,
yeah.
but that
There
doesn't
you
mean
go.
forever. That doesn't.
That doesn't mean forever. But he
Few things
says
do.
he's going to
Few
keep on
things do.
fighting for the living. And he pieces out. Later, Benjen. Nice knowing you. I don't even think they called him Cold Hands once. Angry book reader. Okay, so we get a flashback here. Oh, this is big. This is big, everybody. R plus L equals J.
Yep.
They don't actually say his name, though. We do get the infamous cutaway from the baby's face to John's face here.
Yeah, is it-
They never say his name.
But
There's still a
It's-
possibility,
No.
but no.
They
Okay.
said his face.
They said his face.
What I want to know is who is that handmaiden there who's gonna go spill the beans about this secret to everybody in the Seven
Right.
Kingdoms? Is Ned gonna have to kill that little girl?
you know, She's just been hanging out.
Yeah, she's just been hanging
She's
out.
just gonna become a new character.
I know these secrets, but whatever. I'll keep quiet. Don't worry about me.
I honestly, I believed this theory so long that I was just like, finally,
Yeah.
we
Yes.
can stop
Yes.
saying this is a theory and we can just call it truth. Because I hate talking about this, and I'm like, well, most people think for this and this and this and this and this and this and this reason.
Right.
Like, I'm just so glad that period can be over
Just
and done
boom.
with, and we
Yeah.
can be like, yes,
Confirmed.
this is who this is.
So
Well, they gave us just enough too. I like it that they didn't come out and be like, "Come in, Ned. I actually slept with Rhaegar, and this is my bastard baby. Can you take care of it?" No, they show little whispers. They know that the fans who are true fans after 6 seasons know what's going on.
promise me, Ned.
And so now, what is the relationship between Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen?
Well, before we get into that relationship, for the very small percent of readers who don't know what R plus L equal J is,
Yes.
is that Rhaegar Targaryen
Okay.
and Lyanna Stark had a baby who was Jon Snow. And that's in this episode. And Jon had to pretend to the world that this was his bastard child.
Ned. You said John.
I'm sorry. Jon had, excuse me, Ned.
Ned
My
had to
apologies.
pretend.
Ned had to pretend that Jon was his bastard son that he had during the war or whatnot, because if Robert hated Targaryen so much that if he found out there was another one alive, he would have him murdered. And so in essence, Ned's best friend Robert would have Ned's nephew murdered.
Yes.
And so Ned was like, all right, so all this time he's been pretending that this child is his bastard son, even to the detriment of his relationship with his wife.
Yeah, you wouldn't even tell his wife.
And that
Yeah.
makes Jon Snow Daenerys' nephew.
Yes.
Right.
Because Rhaegar and Daenerys are siblings, and so if Jon is Rhaegar's son,
Right.
We also
then
have
Daenerys
people.
is his aunt.
We also have people on the chat mentioning that Jon is himself the Song of Ice and Fire
Boom.
because he's both ice and fire.
Yes, because the Targaryens are fire and the Starks are ice.
Yep.
Sounds like a...
Which was the name of their greatsword that got burned down, and now Brienne's carrying half of it around. But yeah, so we got that whole crazy thing. It is confirmed right there. R plus L equals J.
Woo!
Woo! Let's all go home. I'm out. I'm done.
Yes.
So, all right, well, this is a big moment, right? I mean, this is a theory that has been kind of permeating
Yes,
every
this has
season.
been the
Thank
theory.
It's
Good.
finally confirmed. So
It's
what
done.
what does this mean now? I mean, now that it's like, okay, that means
he can have a dragon.
that,
That means he is the heir to the throne.
Yeah.
yeah, so
Well-
he's heir to the Iron Throne.
I mean, if you're talking about Targaryen lineage, if Targaryens came over, they conquered Westeros, and then the Targaryens are the rightful rulers of the throne. Okay, Robert kicked the Mad King, or he was dead and everything. But Jon comes before Daenerys in the line of succession.
okay,
Oh.
and Daenerys is coming over for the Iron Throne.
Yes, but Jon is a highborn child.
Right.
He was the Starks and the Targaryens, very well-known houses. It wasn't just some wench in a whorehouse. Excuse me.
Right.
So yes, but he is not a proper. They weren't married or anything like that, because he was married to a Dornish woman at the time.
But here's what I want to know: the only person who really knows this secret is Bran now.
And the
that
handmaiden.
handmaiden in the room.
Okay, all
Well,
right.
maybe she doesn't know the whole secret, but
I don't
They
know
were
about the handmaiden.
whispering.
yeah, they were whispering.
I don't
Okay.
think she
How
knows
is this
anything.
information going to? Because we know, as the viewer, we know this now, but nobody else in this world knows except for Bran. How is this information going to come out into the world, and how it will affect the coming events? Because it's got to have.
Do you
a huge
remember the
impact.
flashback before the battle outside? The battle outside of this Tower of Joy?
Where he killed the swordsman.
There was
Right.
one man, one of Ned's friends who survived the fight,
Right.
whose name is Howland Reed,
Okay.
who is Mara Reed and Jojen Reed's father, who is chilling, as far as we know, in his castle, which is in the bog in the neck, just sort of, it's like a floating castle
Right.
that we have never seen in the present day, and nobody really ever talks about him or anything. His kids have
So you
mentioned it a
think-
couple
I
times.
more envision just Bran going around and like putting his hand on people's foreheads and like shooting the vision into
Right.
them and being like, proof.
Know the truth.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
what I
it's
envision.
I think it's also a
Exactly.
pretty good pitch to Daenerys for why they should be getting married.
Right.
Because Targaryens marry Targaryens. That's just kind of what they do. So if they show up and she's looking for someone to marry, Jon's in charge of the North right now, will add a lot to Daenerys' army. Plus,
This is
he's a
creeping me
Targaryen.
out. This is creeping me out. You
You're
guys,
not
why
okay
is
with
this-
I want this.
you guys
I
treat that
want
with
this.
Littlefinger and
No,
Sansa getting
stop.
together, but
Yes.
you're okay with an aunt and a
Yes.
nephew hooking up.
Yes.
Targaryens are known for sibling to sibling marriages and everything, but I don't know if there are.
Why is that better for you?
in this-
Why is that a better?
Yeah,
it's
well,
like if they were brother and sister, it would be fine.
Well, that's what they've been doing for
He's a traditional man.
hundreds of years,
Right.
and we are used to it with Jaime and Cersei. There you go.
No, they're age appropriate,
Yeah.
kind of. They're both good people.
Most attractive
they-
Age
people
appropriate,
on the
okay.
show.
Aunt and nephew. It's so creepy.
Yeah, but age appropriate aunt and nephew. And also, I think we could tell.
Good people is the central part.
What would it be
And I
called?
think we could tell from Jon Snow's hair that Stark blood is pretty powerful. So it kind of it's not as it kind of dumbs down the Targaryen
Yeah,
blood a
Targaryens
bit.
have a lot of recessive genes. That's
So,
indeed correct.
yeah,
Yeah, the whole
love it-
Gendry thing.
Love
right
it or
there.
hate it, what's their ship name? I was thinking.
I don't even wanna think about
Daenerys.
Little Sansa. That's my ship
No.
name right there.
I feel like we have to use
No.
snow.
Daenerys Snow.
Can we just call them Fire and Ice?
Viewers, come up with some shipping names
Yeah.
for
No,
that
but
one. I don't even want to
honestly,
think
you
about
guys, all the women of this show, we love Jon Snow. All the men love Daenerys. So why don't we want them to get married and be together? I would
Kristen,
love this.
I really think you should start sitting on this half of the table.
I'm coming.
Like,
that.
leave his strange relationship
Yeah.
around this.
Camera yet?
Could join the couch, I think. I'm fine over
The
here.
right thing now. Come at me, bro. So, oh my gosh. So this is a huge thing. This is crazy big. Yeah, but I don't know. If we don't get Howland Reed, I don't know how that word is going to get out there. I guess Bran could tell people, but yeah, I'm sorry.
Vision.
Give them
Thank you.
visions.
You know what?
visions.
I think the Handmaiden might actually come back up because I think the Handmaiden could end up talking to Varys, could talk to like the other people, so they could end up finding out about this another way. So it's not that crazy of a theory that she might come back.
We'll figure it out.
Speaking of Varys, maybe?
Well, we're going to Sam right now.
Okay.
We will get to Varys. He is all over the damn place, that crazy man,
Right.
that merman. So Sam and Gilly arrive at Old Town. As a book reader, I'm so damn happy to finally see this place.
Right.
That is the Citadel.
The Citadel.
The Citadel.
The Citadel.
The Citadel. In the city of Old Town.
Yeah.
Right there.
Reminded me of the Library of Alexandria.
Boom. There we go.
That's what I saw when I saw the tower and just
love
all
it.
the kind of the world's collection of knowledge. It was
beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It's beautiful. We have the white ravens pouring out. One for every castle in Westeros. Here.
The people there are rude.
Yeah, well, this guy.
Right?
Well, they're basically the internet of the day, right? So they just talk to the
That's
internet,
hilarious.
and the internet responded to them.
Hey, give me a high five for that.
There you go.
Okay.
It's right here.
I do like this little thing he does. Like, they never got information that Jeor Mormont is dead and that Aemon Targaryen is dead. They didn't get that Raven because Sam never sent it, which is a huge oversight. I feel like he had plenty of time to send that thing out.
You know what? This whole season I've been thinking how bad the communication has been. Like, no one really knows what's happening anywhere. Before in the first few seasons, I mean, if someone,
There's always
if someone like tripped on a rock, you'd know about it. but this season, I feel like no one knows anything. No one knows.
Nobody knows.
The
Communications have broke down. Shit's hitting the fan.
Castle Black
Winter
went through
is
all this.
here.
There was an army of dead attacking, and no one in the whole world knows about it.
Right.
Weren't there some?
Nobody believes it.
Yeah, no one
There's been
believes
word going
it.
around, but everybody's like, nah.
Yeah, because we got
True.
a raven of that in like King's Landing. I'm pretty sure when the wall was asking for more men
I
or
guess
something.
Service is just bad down
So
there.
they invite Sam into the library, and you guys were very excited to see that the chandeliers in the library look exactly like that giant thing at the opening credits.
Like the sun in the opening credits.
Yeah.
It has. That's how they spread light throughout the library, which I liked because it implies that the whole show is one tale in this library. That's what I saw it
Something
as.
like that.
It's
Song of
like
Ice and Fire.
yeah, it's like it's an epic tome that's in with the library, and that's why it
I
has
like
the
that.
same chandelier.
I like that. That was a good
It's kinda
eye
nice.
too.
That is
when
beautiful,
they swooped
man.
in like that.
I'm just
Yeah.
afraid Sam is going to get so into all those books that he's going to forget Gilly is in the waiting room.
Right.
What I loved is that the books are chained. I'm like, wow, I would have really liked to read when I was younger if the desire was like chained away from me, right? The fact that you can't take the books out of the library. I think that would have made me read more.
See?
Like, want the books more, right?
Women. They always want what they can't have.
I was gonna say when there are chains involved, I'm interested too.
And men. We always...
One chain.
No comment on that one.
So yeah, let's go. Anything else about these two? Anybody other
Sam and
observations,
Gilly?
or shall we move on to Dorne here? No? All right.
Sam's going to read and Gilly's going to wait.
Is Sam gonna read? That has yet to be.
He's
We
gonna
are
read.
gonna meet a brand new character. It sounds like.
Oh,
Who he's gonna be introduced
Oh, the
to.
arch maester.
Maester.
The arch
Who
maester.
I'm interested.
It'll be the High Sparrow's twin brother. So we move down to Dorne. Oleana is there.
I'm so
The Queen
happy
of Thorns
that she did not die.
is having a little powwow here with the ladies of Dorne.
She learned that everyone died real quick.
Yeah, she was wearing black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was in mourning.
And
Woo!
Varys made it there, lickety split.
Yeah. So Queen of Thorns shuts them all down, has a little conversation, and Varys comes out here with. They're all going to go after Daenerys. I mean, go with Daenerys here. That seems to be their plan because they hate Cersei, and this seems to be their only option now.
I thought I love the scene because, first of all, Queen of Thorns just shuts down the Sand Snakes, which is kind of something we've all wanted to do at some point during the season. Shh. And she has a clear goal, which is vengeance.
Vengeance.
Right.
Straight, cold-blooded vengeance, which is something that you can always rely on as a solid storyline in Game of Thrones.
Because the Tyrells are decimated.
Yeah, they're
The
done.
Lord of Highgarden is gone. The heir to Highgarden is gone. The Queen, Marjorie, is gone. It's just this old lady. I don't know if there's any Tyrells left besides her, and she's far too old to be having any more children.
I don't know. I can't think of one for the life of me.
Right.
Yeah,
for
I was
her.
just trying to think because now when they are grouped, does she have the most houses behind her, or parts thereof?
By the end of this, do you mean?
By now.
The most western houses?
By
Well, I
now.
mean, the throne still has all the south. I mean, most of the south and everything.
I don't think anyone except for the Tyrells and now
She has the Sands, the Tyrells,
Sands and the Tyrells.
half the Greyjoys, and a third of the Lannisters.
Yeah, and the Tyrells are basically
Lannisters.
is a lot of
Tyrion
money.
is a Lannister.
The
lot
crown
of
was
money,
basically borrowing
Yeah.
from the Tyrells like a ton. So with the Tyrells comes
Crops
a
and money,
huge-
Kristen. Crops and
Yeah,
money.
Wow.
it's part of the game.
It's all part of the game.
Yeah, you're. Okay.
So Varys comes out and he says the Targaryen words, fire and blood, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, they're gonna go to Daenerys. We're gonna go
Yeah.
with that. He is getting all over the place.
Yeah, if you really do stack it up, most of the alliances are on Dany's side.
Yeah, the houses we know, but there are so many. I mean, like Sam's family is still with the crown
These are
and everything.
primary houses.
They also
Yeah.
don't have except for the Tyrells, they don't have an actual house in Westeros itself. They're all, Greyjoys are over in their island, and the Sand Snakes are from Dorne. So they kind of need to figure out how they're gonna actually, what ground they're actually gonna walk on.
What's going to happen when Euron Greyjoy eventually runs into,
That giant fleet.
the fleet? Because
Right.
that's the rest of the Greyjoys right there, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the dragons are just gonna go, and then they're gonna
Yeah.
wait till the fire subsides and
Right now,
drift over their corpses.
Dany's an unstoppable force.
Crazy.
What do
So
you
yeah,
got?
let's talk about Daenerys. Let's go to Marine. It's the last place we have to visit on this finale right here. She gives Dario some hard love here.
Correct.
Dario is going to stay behind to oversee Marine and the new Bay of Dragons. Mm-hmm.
I like it.
This was hard to watch, though. They did love each other, and she's giving that up to be a ruler. I'm glad that she did, but I was sad for him. I mean, can't we leave someone else?
I am as much as
walk on light.
as much as I like Dario, I really haven't been feeling the love
Yeah,
for Dario
I agree.
for quite some time.
Well, they haven't actually been together all season.
Yeah. So this didn't affect me at all. I felt bad for him, but I was like, yeah, that's a good move because no one cares.
Well, you share that with Daenerys. Same temperament. Because,
Yeah.
like, you say they loved each other, but what it seemed like
the
is that he
past.
loved her, and she was like,
She's moved on.
you were my booty call, man. Like,
Oh,
come on.
I don't think
I think she loved him at one
so.
point.
You know,
Exactly. At one point,
A
I think
lover
it's died, obviously.
he was a lover. Which is, I think, a little different than what she wants, needs as a conqueror, as the Targaryen that she is.
Okay,
As much as the passion, as good as the sex might have been, she knew it was never really going to go anywhere but that from the very beginning.
yeah.
And his character wanted more, but knew it was never going to go that way either. He just kind of wanted to be around. And for having, you can't take extra baggage across the
Okay,
Dead Sea.
we dumped him. I'm over it.
No one cares. Who cares about this relationship?
I just have a hard time moving on. Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on.
So,
We'll do it for you. Moving on.
moving on.
That's the way it happens.
Daenerys and Tyrion. Speaking about consoling poor Kristen over here, Tyrion attempts to console Daenerys and doesn't do such a good job at it, but she names him Hand of the Queen.
That was a great scene. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
He was like teary-eyed, and
It was-
I loved it.
Tyrion-eyed?
That was that
Sorry.
scene was so much more moving than the breakup scene.
That's a good point.
It was so much more moving. I was more emotionally invested.
Yeah, well, it's this character we've seen just been shit on for so many seasons now, and to
Yeah.
just see this woman who has such power, and it seems like everything's coming together for him, to look at him and be like, I want your assistance. I want your help. You're such a
finally-
capable, intelligent person,
Right,
and I want you by my side.
Someone
it was
who,
awesome.
Yeah, someone who finally sees him though in the light that he's desired to be seen in.
Respected,
Yeah, there's.
needed.
I feel like there is like a deep love between them and respect. I mean, not like romantic love, but like a love
Right.
that they are united.
He finally found his purpose. I mean, when he was Hand of the King in King's Landing, he did a good job. I mean, he saved the city, but he wasn't, doing it for a person he believed in. And now he is, and now he's going to be unstoppable. Speaking of her loves,
Unstoppable.
we didn't see where Jorah was off to at the end of the season, but
Oh, we did not.
Do you
touch
think
in with
he's
him?
going to come back at all into play? I mean,
Well,
he's got to.
he's got to figure out how to cure his.
Well, he's got to find Melisandre
Briscoe.
while she's going south and figure out how Stannis did his thing with Shireen.
Boom! I like it.
I don't know. And then we get a short shot of the Greyjoys, and I was like, oh my god, another place! Oh my god, we're touching it with everybody this episode. But the camera pans out, and we have the giant fleet of Greyjoy ships. We have the Targaryen ships. You guys said you saw green banners, which we have to assume is the Tyrells because Varys is already back there on the bow of the ship with Daenerys and Tyrion, so they have made the journey back to Meereen. There's got to be the Tyrells. I didn't see any Dornish flags, but
I didn't
ships.
really like how. I mean, I loved this episode, but I didn't like how they kind of omitted that whole sequence where Varys went from one side of the world to the other and maybe brought back a bunch of ships. Like they didn't touch on it at all, and all it really took was like maybe a sentence like, "Oh, Varys, you got a bunch of ships. That's great. All right, let's go. We're shipping off."
I don't know.
But when I saw him, I was like, "Whoa!" Remember we saw him? And we're like, "Did he just teleport?" Like,
travel time means absolutely nothing in this show. I mean, Varys is able to jump
Right.
out. Arya's able to get over here very quickly. Like
I think they're
Littlefinger
just-
is all over the place. They just have to do it because things are so far, and
you know how
to
long it
match it
takes?
all up. I mean, when George is writing the books, there was something called the Marinese Knot, where all these characters we've seen, like all these characters are arriving in Meereen, and he couldn't figure out the timing because he wants to make it so legit time-wise, and he couldn't figure out how to get everybody there at the same time because this person would take 2 months to go here, and the show is just like, we're not going to deal with that. We're not going to make you wait 2 years while we figure out how to get this story correctly. We're just going to have people, they travel a little fast. Whatever, get over it.
Right. I also think they showed that by just showing this like new ships with dragon heads on it. So they were obviously made just for her. So that implied that time passed enough to build those ships. You saw ships with the sails that had the Tyrells, right? That's their name.
The Rose, yes.
Yeah, the Roses. Like you saw them amongst the fleet, so that meant there was enough time for them to come over. So it was enough to show that time has passed, and Varys there is also showing that time has passed. But it did confuse a lot of people. Everyone was like, "Does he have a twin? What's happening?" Like a lot of people on the chat were calling that out too. So
maybe he does have
people
a twin. Maybe it's
were with you.
Arya.
So you're right.
Maybe it's Jaqen.
It's right.
Yeah.
So time has passed enough during the last episode to where we don't have to imagine a lot of time passed in between seasons. So when we start off next season, we can just jump right in.
I feel like this was like a victory sale, though, because we've been there through Dany's whole journey, and like they said, like Tyrion said, you have your army, you have your ships now, you have your dragons, and like we were there. That was kind of like a summary for us because we were there through all of that. I felt
laugh
victorious sailing to Westeros.
Nice. I would laugh so hard if the opening scene of next season is they run into Euron's fleet and they get so badly crippled they have to turn around and go back to normal.
Not funny.
No. You guys want to talk about predictions here? Are we at that point?
The Wall's coming.
Predictions.
I don't
Let's
know,
talk
are
about
we?
what we're going to see next season.
Your AfterBuzz
I guess we
TV
are.
predictions.
All right. So is she just going to charge over there and start just taking over?
The Wall's coming down and dating Game of Thrones.
All right, let me ask this for you guys. How is the wall
Whole
coming
season.
down?
You know what?
What do you
I
think?
don't know, but it is.
Are there any ideas? Do we have anything?
I have some ideas.
Dave, what's up, man?
I think we might get some ice spiders taking down the wall.
Ice spiders.
Yeah, I think we might. They've hinted at ice spiders. I think it would also be nice to see some undead giants that might be able to bring down the wall. We might just
Like Hodor?
Yeah, well, Hodor
No,
maybe amongst them. But I think real giants. I think
Okay.
like big giants, because we don't know where the rest. Most of the giants are dead, so they might have joined this. And also mammoths. There's mammoths in the books.
Mammoths.
So all these things could be
Undead
undead and going against the wall.
So you think they're just going to ram into the wall, just knock it down with physical force?
I think so, and I think we're gonna go up to the Night's Watch and see them being a little helpless because they're very small right now. They don't have a lot of people going there, and people have kind of forgotten about the Night's Watch. So
Does the wall have to come down in order for them to get across? I mean, we've seen the tunnels. I see that more logically
Because of the
happening
magic.
than
Or
the...
going around.
No, because of the magic.
We saw Bran's
They
mark.
can't go through.
Yes, but Bran, with his mark, made it so that the magic surrounding the tree was worthless and that they could go in. So is the same thing going to happen to the wall? Is Bran going to go through the wall and not realize that his mark is like a key for the Night King?
yeah, just him
think
going
so.
through the wall kind
Bummer.
of ruined the magic. That's true. That could really.
Or can Bran not go through the wall now?
I mean, I think he can. He didn't have any problems leaving the tree area. So,
You guys, I
passing
know-
through that field, I don't know.
I know them coming and the fact that winter has come and that we're getting these whites and the knights and all of this. I know that this is so important because it's going to like unite different houses, but I don't quite care about it yet. I know they want us to not to like forget about it and like the people of the land not believe it. But I guess I just haven't been given a reason to care too much. I'm kind of dreading that. I know it's going to be epic and a lot's going to happen. But I guess I haven't seen enough of it to really intrigue me.
Do you think that's because no matter what, you are really with one side to win? Versus when we see all the houses and they're
a
fighting,
good
you
point.
can get kind of swayed. But as soon as we do start this battle, whoever they're fighting, like unless somehow Cersei comes out on top and kills everyone, then I might be like, okay, whites take over. I don't care anymore. But
that's the thing, is that Cersei is on one side. You got Cersei and King's Landing, right? So the Lannisters. And then on the other side, I guess you could say the perimeter, you have the North. Then down south you have Dorne. You have the Sands and the Tyrells, what's left of them.
Yeah.
And then you have Daenerys and all her alliances coming across. So it's basically Cersei versus the world.
yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that what would make me actually vote for the White Walkers to win at any point would only be if they were facing Cersei.
Right, they're just the cancer.
yeah.
I think they're just like a cancer that attacks and spreads. I think
Yeah.
if anything, they're kind of a metaphor for just power and corruption and the need to just take over. And that's why I kind of like them there, but they are mindless.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll ever cure them?
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I would like to see that because I don't want them to just be this mindless sort. I feel like any good film or TV show, we have to know the enemy, we have to care about the enemy, in a way, and know what their motives are. So I feel like we're going to get more of the Night King's story, and maybe there will be a way to cure them, because that's way more interesting to me than them just being this mindless, powerful source that kills. I don't like that.
I am completely opposite you. I'm a huge fan of The Walking Dead, and yes, you have characters that are human and they have stories and whatnot, but the main evil, like the zombies, they're just a mindless evil force. And in the books here, we don't have this Night King who is ruling the others. They're just the others and bad zombie ice things, and they're just coming. And I really enjoy that. It's like the Sentinels and X-Men. It's like you can't reason with them. They're just coming. There's no like boss dude that you talk to, but there is in the show with the Night King. So so we might figure out more about him and his motivation.
It would be like great if we had this one scene where the Night King just talks. And he has a discussion. That would like kind of blow my mind.
That would blow, yeah.
Because right now he does seem mindless to be, but maybe he's not. Yeah. Maybe that's a twist.
Very true.
I happen to agree with both of you. Wait a minute. The great thing about this show, one of the big reasons why I love this show so much is because there isn't a true antagonist. Whenever you think that you know who the bad guy is, then you see their side of the story, and you can empathize with them. And even though there might be some people on this side of the table or that side of the table who want certain characters to win or lose, we both can empathize and understand where they're coming from. You're right. The dead are dead, and they're the Walking Dead, and they are kind of the clear antagonist on that side of the fence. But I feel like this upcoming season, we have Cersei and the rest of the world, and it's going to clash.
Very cool.
You also have
I'm sorry, we got to go to final thoughts.
Okay, I just wanted to say one thing. That someone says too much backstory also enters into midichlorian territory, so keep that in mind. Okay, keep going.
Dave, give me final thoughts, man. What are you thinking? How are you feeling right now?
I'm loving this season. I was dreading it at first when they were gonna go past the books, but I think it helped them. I think it makes it so they can speed up things. They're having fun doing it, and I'm loving the story right now.
Very cool.
That's my thought.
Ryan, how you feeling, man?
Ah, man, I love this show. I love this show so much. It's definitely grown into a worldwide phenomenon. We had 23 million viewers last episode. I mean, a lot of the world is enjoying this, and there's a lot of reasons why. I hope it's not going to be more than a year before the next season comes out.
Oh, it is.
Is it?
It is.
Remember, this season was delayed like a month. But Sarah, how are you feeling?
Well, on that horrible note about the dread of the next waiting period, love this episode. Excited to watch this episode a few more times. No, it was a really good finale. I think that it is probably one of my favorite season finales that they've had in all of Game of Thrones so far.
I'm going to just jump to next season. Obviously, everyone's loved this season. I'm done with this season now. We have to be moving on to next season. I think that, Cersei is going to be the big death of next season. She has to be in order for the throne, the progression to begin. And I can't wait for Dany to marry Snow. And hey, guys, make this year great.
Some people are worth melting for.
You guys. I also really love this season. As a book reader, I was very afraid because this was charting into new territory. But you know what? I had a great time. They're sort of kind of cutting the fat. They're doing their own thing. I know when I pick up the books, it's going to be vastly different, and then I'll be able to. I'll have enjoyed the show. I'll be able to enjoy the books. I can get over that. I'm having a great time. The one thing that just made me mad when you're talking about Dorne and its weakened forces. Dorne never joined this fight. You mentioned it offhand. You mentioned it very quickly, so I didn't think it was too much thought. But it made me think that Dorne is still... What? Oh, they're crapping all over Dorne here. House Manwoody, right here. Dorne never joined this fight. They should be at full strength. Just like the Vale showed up. Dorne should have tried something before they're like, yeah, you know what? We're so weak, we got to go in with this Dragon Queen. They're the only ones who didn't succumb to Aegon the Conqueror when he showed up. He's the only one. They're the only ones he didn't conquer. They're fucking powerful and prideful, and they should have come out and should have kicked some ass before they're like, you're right, yeah, we'll give up, we'll go with Daenerys. She's the next great, cool thing. Yeah, let's go to her. All right, awesome. Sorry. Okay. So,
That's how you're gonna end this? That's how you're gonna end this?
this is a great season. I loved this season. This season was awesome. It was very cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to be back next season. Hopefully, it's not too far away. Thank you guys so much for watching this whole season. We'll see you again. My name's Kyle Maddock. You can find me on Twitter at Kyle Maddock.
Boom.
Hey guys, I'm Kristen Snyder. You can follow me at Cinematic Escape.
And I'm Sara Stretton. You can find me at Sara_Stretton.
I'm Ryan Malaty. You can find me at Ryan Malaty. Vela do Harris.
I'm Dave Child. You can find me at MR Dave Child. I just want to thank everyone for joining me on chat. We had over 2,100 people live chatting with us.
Oh,
and that's
amazing.
amazing. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you guys,
cool.
and we'll see you next season.
Have a great year.
Bum, bum, bum.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The King of the North! Bum, bum, bum.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.